Hi guys, I'm Hannah and welcome to my channel. So in this channel, I do a lot of sea beauty, eyeshadow palette content, and some project planning videos. And for today's video, I will be sharing with you I think this is like the fifth update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. Um, a lot of people have different rules on how they do this project, but for me, only have like I think two rules, two to three rules. So the first rule is that I will have to use each shadow 10 times, and after 10 times, I will be deciding whether I would continue working on that eyeshadow or if I will roll it out. But the number two rule is that I can only roll out one eyeshadow per round that I was not able to hit 10 on. And the third rule is that no duplicate eyeshadows on a single palette. And if I have already worked on that palette like 2 months ago, I will not be working on that palette for this round because I also do Nova Left Behind. And in order for me to maximize my eyeshadow palettes, I have to spread out the palettes in each round. And so no duplicates and no same eyeshadow palette from the last two rounds. Okay, so on this round, I have hit pin on three eyeshadows that was included in this round, and I also have I think one bonus pin, so a total of four pins. But I will be rolling out four eyeshadows because I am getting tired of doing neutral, so I will be deciding to roll out one eyeshadow that I did not hit pin on. Start first with the eyeshadow that's been here the longest. I think this eyeshadow was like here last since last February or March, and I finally hit pin on this one this month. So this is from the Go Tales, my ship palette. This palette does not have a particular name, so I just call this my ship palette. And I was working on this. It's like a cream to powder shifty eyeshadow that's like a peachy pink with shiftiness going on. So on my last update, I was able to use this one 21 times, and this month I only have to use this one more time in order for me to hit pin on this one. Maybe I could have just waited on this one to hit pin on, but yeah, I've used this in total of 22 times. Although this eyeshadow moves around a lot in the palette, I still got to use this 22 times hitting pin on this one, which is kind of unusual for like this type of formula, but sometimes life surprises us. So the next eyeshadows were all of these four were rolled in last month. So let's talk about them. So the first one I have in here is from this Quad Celestial Eyes eyeshadow palette. This is a local brand, and when I say local brand, again, it's a Filipino brand because I live in the Philippines and I'm Filipino. And I was working on this. It does not have a name, but it's the 11th eyeshadow in this palette. So this is just your mid-tone brown matte eyeshadow. So this month I've used this 14 times, and here she is. Although I've made some progress in there, some disturbance in there, I will be deciding to roll out this eyeshadow because again, as I have said earlier, I am so tired of neutral eyeshadows. I think I'm gonna puke. Just kidding. So yeah, I have mainly used this on my crease area, and I'm just really bored with this eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna out. And since I've already used this 14 times, this is qualified for rolling out in this project. So next, eyeshadow palette. Again, this is another boring eyeshadow palette. So this is the ZZ Chestnut Blade palette. So there she is. As you can see, I've already made some pins in here, but I was working on this shadow. So this is the first shadow. It does not have a name, but it's just your typical highlight, inner corner highlight shade. This is shimmery but not glittery, and as you can see, there's a dip going on in here, and I've used this 15 times, and I still maybe like 2 to 3 or 5 uses before hitting pen on this one. And since I am nearly hitting pen on this one, I decided to continue working on this one. Yeah, I just mainly use this on my inner corners because it's not really like a shimmery shadow that you can use all over your lids. It's just like a not really satin because it has some sheen and some glitters, but it's not really sparkly like your usual lid shadow nowadays. So yeah, I'm gonna continue working on this one. And the next one I have in here is from the brand that I cannot pronounce, and I'm just not gonna butcher the name. So this is their purple palette. I think these palettes are no longer available. I mean, all of their palettes I think are no longer available. But yeah, this is the purple pinky color, sorry. And I was working on this shade. This one is called Mysterious, and I've hit pen on this after 9 uses. And as you can see, the pen is a little shallow. Maybe that's why I've only used this 9 times before hitting pen on this one. But I mainly use this as my transition area. I mean, as my transition shade on my transition area. And so, yeah. So happy to hit pen on this one. And this will now be rolling out in this project. And the last eyeshadow I was working on last month and this month, this is from the Sunrise Impressionism palette from Full Color, and this palette is no longer available since Full Color decided to phase out most of their older palettes. And I was working on this shadow. This is the Pinwheel Galaxy. It's a pink shimmer shadow, and I actually just hit pen on this day. I don't know if you can see the pen, but I will show a B-roll focusing on this eyeshadow. So I've used this 15 times in order for this to hit pen on, but upon rolling in this shadow, I think I've got some usage here, and so 15 times. The pen is quite deep, and I'm surprised that I only used this like 15 times in order for me to hit pen on this one. But I mainly use this as some sort of like um lightening shade in this part of my eyes. Since this is a little deep as like an inner corner shade, I just use this part of my eyes. Yeah, so happy to hit pen on this one. I really like this palette, and I will be mixing this palette when I roll this one out. So yeah. Oh my god, guys, I forgot to show you my bonus pin. So going back to this Easy Chestnut Plate palette, this is my bonus pin. So this is the darkest shade in this palette, and I mainly use this as my eyeliner. And so yeah, I've hit it on that one, and I think the eyeliner brush is evident on this one. So yeah, in total of 4 hit pins, and since I've I mean and since I have hit pin on 3 shadows, and I will be rolling out one. Let me randomly generate 4 new eyeshadows, and I will show you my new color story. I'm gonna show you the screen record of the newly randomly generated eyeshadows. Just to recap, the one that will be staying is the this inner corner highlight shade from ZZ Chestnut Palette, and another shadow, number 662, is from the You Can Be Magic Spell palette. So this is the You Can Be Magic Spell palette, and if you remember from this last year, I think I've worked on this around October or November. So here she comes again, and I have generated this incantation shade. I think it's a little deeper than. Oh yeah, I think this one could work as a lid shade, and it's quite peachy pink compared to the beige shimmer. So I think there's no what's that? There's no conflict of interest in these 2 shades. And then number 75 is the Bia from the Bia palette. So if you remember this palette, I was working on this one as my level 1 for my project level up project pen 2 years ago. And so after 2 years After 2 years, she's back on the game, and I have randomly generated the fifth shade in this palette. So this shade is kind of looking like a greenish brown matte shade. This is quite odd uh, in my recent color story, but I think I'll just gonna find a way to work on this shadow. And number 426 is from the Vice Justice palette. So again, this is another local brand, and this is in collaboration with Wonder Woman, and the palette is called Justice. And I randomly generated this metallic blue shade. This one is called Strong, and I think it's a nice eyeshadow to work on against this sea of neutral shades. As I have said again, I am so tired of neutral shades. And I have rolled in more neutral shades. And then the last one, number 588, is from the You Can Be Taro Milk Tea palette. Again, another neutral shade with some pops of purples and pinks. And this is her. Again, another neutral shade, another neutral color story for the most part. And I have randomly generated the eighth shade. And since I have already hit pin on three of these, I have skipped counting the shadows I've hit pin on. And so number eight shade will be this again another neutral shade. So this is a dark purple shadow that leans more on neutral side. And so I think I will have to find a way for my new color story to work as one. Quite hard. Hey you guys, so this is the new color story I will have to work on for the month of June, and it's like neutrals with a pop of blue, and so I have to find a way on how to work on this new color story. Those are the eyeshadows I have worked on from last month, and the new color story I will be working on for the month of June. For the month of June, I think will be quite challenging because of the odd color story, and I actually have to travel 1 week straight for a sideline. And I don't think I can bring all of these palettes, including the ones I am working on for my note and left behind. But I guess maybe I can hit them on at least two eyeshadows for the update. We'll see, and I have to pray for that. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope to see you on the next one. Have a nice day and stay safe. Bye, guys.